Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate that. Yordenis, my first question is for you, Martin. If you could ask him, he had a 2-year layoff between 2014 and 16 after he had suffered a couple of losses and then came back and moved up. And I wondered, first off, if he could just talk about a little bit what he was doing during the 2-year layoff in terms of his mentality of we would fight again. And if at that time, which I think was probably a low point in his career, he'd ever imagine that not only would have these types of opportunities, have a belt and, be fighting a legend like Manny Pacquiao.
Okay, so it's a 2-for-1 question, right? First, what he was doing, and then what it means to him, like to have this opportunity at this point in his career, correct?
Right. In other words, did he ever think at the time of that layoff, in that down time, that he could be back in this level of an event?
Bueno, Yordenis, contanos un poco lo que hiciste durante ese parate entre 2014 y 2016 y también si en aquel entonces te imaginabas que 5 años después estarías donde estás ahora, peleando contra Pacquiao por el título.
No, en el 2014 tuve 2 derrotas, me fui para mi casa, tuve 2 años y medio fuera, haciendo otras cosas, tuve mi hijo, organicé y sabía que podía dar mucho. No pensé que iba a pelear con Pacquiao defendiendo un campeonato, eso nunca lo pasé, pero sí pensé que podía hacer mucho en el deporte. Y eso es lo que yo he hecho desde que regresé. Siento que he sido uno de los peleadores más activos y mejores peleadores en los últimos años.
Well, Dan, when I came back, when I went away from boxing after a couple of losses in 2014, I focused on family. I wanted to spend time with my kid more than anything, my son. That's what was most important to him. And to be honest with you, back then, I would have never thought that 7 years later, I would be fighting against Manny Pacquiao, defending a title. But, the past 5 years, I have been one of the most active, one of the most successful, one of the most prominent boxers out there. And I'm here to prove myself once again.
Oh, very good. And I had a question also for Manny. Manny, it's good to talk to you. Manny, I know you addressed a little earlier Keith's question about the WBA situation, but I wonder, in any way, do you feel like this should be your title defense? I mean, you won the title against Thurman, and now they tell you you're not the actual WBA champion, and that it should, in fact, be a title defense for you. And that does that in any way upset you that technically you're the challenger here?
I think this fight is gonna be defined who's gonna be hold the belts and which is it's happened this way, so this is good. I mean, I'm so excited for this championship fight. I don't care if this is the champion or I'm the champion or no, but let's finish this fight first, and then we will see who's the title holder.
Okay, and if you win the fight, I don't even know if you realize this, when you beat Keith Thurman at age 40, you became the oldest fighter in the history of boxing to win a welterweight championship. Now that you're technically the challenger here, if you beat Ugas at age 42, you'll break your own record. What would that mean to you to have such another feather in your cap?
That's very good. That's very good because I'm myself breaking my own record.
You like that, right?
I like that. Making history.
Great. Thanks, Dan. Our next question is going to come from Farah Paret with Telemundo. Farah, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Yes, thank you so much. So Manny Pacquiao, this is another fight in your amazing career. What will you think that people want, what you would like for people to think about Manny Pacquiao, not only as a boxer, but in your personal life and career? What do you want people to remember you as?
The most important thing that I want people to remember me is Manny Pacquiao is a friendly, he's a nice guy, and an inspiration to everyone, not only inside the ring but outside the ring as a human. Especially showing the love to each other and compassionate to each other. So that's one I want them to remember me. Not only in boxing.
Thank you. And for Ugas, me gustaría saber qué representa para la comunidad cubana ahora mismo tener a una a una figura de su país en estos tiempos que necesitan ese apoyo moral, espiritual, política, pelear con Manny Pacquiao, ¿qué significa para ti y qué mensaje tú quisieras darle a la comunidad, no solamente del boxeo, sino a la comunidad cubana?
Sí, todo el mundo sabe que soy un peleador por los derechos de mi país. Soy un peleador contra la dictadura de mi país. Todo el mundo sabe que levanto mi voz muy alta contra eso todo el tiempo. Y esta pelea es una plataforma increíble para yo lanzar lo que tenemos los cubanos, que es patria y vida, y pedirle un mejor país, libertad para todos los presos políticos. Y esta pelea es una oportunidad increíble para esas cosas.
The question from Farah was, what's it been to you to be fighting against Manny Pacquiao, not just for yourself, but for the people in your country, in Cuba, that are going through hard times? And Yordenis replied that, you know, I'm a fighter not only inside the ring, but outside of it. I fight against the dictatorship. I fight for the freedom of my people. I fight for the freedom of the political prisoners that are in jail right now. And, you know, there's a saying in Cuba called Patria y Vida. It's basically country and life, right? So that's who I fight for, my people. That's the most important thing to me. And I hope everyone is safe and, you know, fighting for their freedom right now. And I'll be fighting for them on Saturday.
All right, thank you, Farah. Our next question is going to come from Manuk Kopian with the LA Times. Manuk, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Hi, Manny. You're taking this fight on 11 days' notice, and as everyone knows, you became a name overnight when you took a fight on short notice against Lilo Laguaba in 2001. Are you concerned that repeat a version of history against you?
No, I'm not worried about that because it's happened that way that Yordenis Ugás is he's the undercard. So my case before is I wasn't in the undercard. I wasn't in the card, so I'm just a substitute on that fight. So I think this time around. I know Ugas is also prepared for this fight because he's undercard. So he's in training. Good. It's happened. You know, we cannot avoid it. What's happening right now.
Did you consider at any point canceling the fight altogether, or you did not want to waste any more time, or more importantly, a training camp at this point of your career?
Considering cancel the fight, yeah. I mean, if there's no Ugas in the undercard, there's no the same weight in my undercard. I think probably the fight will be canceled, but it happened that way. It's a good thing that Ugas is the same weight in welterweight division and he's undercard. So it happened that there's an injury in our opponent. So why we don't fight each other? So to settle down, who's the WBA champion? So that's the question.
Thank you very much.